story makes me feel crazy. We sound crazy. But
we sound crazy.
But
to be clear, we're not talking about anything that all network broadcast news was not leading with for the past week.
Hello and welcome to Hysteria. I'm Erin Ryan.
And I am Alyssa Mastromonaco.
Alyssa, this week it was announced that President Donald Trump would like for the Kennedy Center's Opera House to be named after his wife, First Lady Melania Trump. Alyssa, what do you think would be in the lobby of a Melania Trump opera house?
January 6th choir? I mean, who's going to the... Do you know I was on the board of the Kennedy Center?
Okay.
This is tragic.
I just think...
why does he have to put his name on everything? I mean, take the airport for God's sake, but leave the Kennedy Center alone.
I feel like a Melania Trump opera house should be named something that is associated with Melania Trump. Like, I really don't give a fuck about Christmas decoration and stuff. Right?
I don't care, do you?
I really don't care, do you, Opera House. We could also call it, I can imagine it being, remember when she decorated the White House? And it was
blood
just
red?
Like blood red. It just looked like...
Yes. Do you know the funny thing? The inside of the Kennedy Center is quite red.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, then...
She could just bring those trees back out of storage and just line the halls with them.
I kind of want to be like, name 3 operas. You know, not to be like an opera hipster, because I'm not an opera hipster.
I got a better one.
What?
Find 3 people willing to perform who aren't the January 6th choir.
I mean, I'm just going to say there is a non-zero number of Italians who are very good at opera. And Italians are also pretty famous for fascism. So, you know.
They are, but also they like being popular.
That is true. I feel like this is a choice that just was made to piss off people. You know, like,
because he's obsessed with the Kennedys.
But what's the overlap between like someone showing up with like their split ends at a MAGA rally and a sign about like illegals or whatever, and someone who like really wants to see La Boheme? You know,
I don't know, but it comes just 1 week after they paved over the Rose Garden.
Gave it a Brazilian.
I love it when you say that.
Okay, so let's talk about health. The health of one of the leaders of the free world. Donald Trump's got cankles. People notice. He
does.
And not like, haha, like, you know, don't wear cropped pants kind of cankles. Like,
he has bread baking out of a loaf pan.
Like medically concerningly swollen ankles. And people notice that. So when there was a picture that came out that was like very, very clear that something was very doughy about his below the knees area, Caroline Leavitt announced that he had been diagnosed with chronic venal insufficiency. Mm-hmm. And that the bruises on his hands were due to frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin. Okay. All of this news came, you know, amid all this Epstein stuff. So, like, you know, they're really throwing cankles at the wall. You know, spaghetti at the wall, cankles at the wall, like handshaking. Anyway, he confirmed that there had been a diagnosis of chronic venous insufficiency, which is a condition that happens when the veins have trouble moving blood back to the heart. I immediately thought this is bullshit. Do you know why, Alyssa?
Tell me why.
Because I have chronic venous insufficiency.
I know that you do.
And that is not how my ankles look. Now, granted, I'm not like a 79-year-old man or 80-year-old man who spends all day eating salt and trash. Like, I manage it. I've had to, like, go to the doctor for it and get, like, procedures and stuff.
Painful ones.
Yeah, and I'm wearing compression socks right now, right?
Sexy.
Not to send you a work time sext, but I'm wearing compression stockings right now. It is something that it can be genetic. It can just happen as you get old. It's not uncommon. A lot of people have it. My dad had it. His mom had it. It is like very common, right?
Right.
But the extent to which his ankles were that swollen means that either he's dealing with some deep vein stuff, because I don't have it in the deep veins, which is when it gets scary. Or this is a lie.
Well, because if it was just that, I mean, he does have like the best medical care in the whole world.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
They can't do it. Like, nothing can be done?
Right. But here's the thing. If it was chronic venous insufficiency, venal insufficiency, he could he could manage it with compression stockings. Like that's like the basic management of it. And like with compression stockings, you would not like. So I feel like he wasn't wearing compression stockings in that picture. Like this is like I cannot believe how useful this like gross knowledge about my own body is. He's not wearing them in that picture. Or if he is, they are like not able to hold back the tide that is the fluid retention in his lower extremities.
Yeah.
So some people who have more medical expertise than me have pointed out that that degree of swelling in your ankles and feet can be indicative of something called congestive heart failure, which is basically like it's not that the veins can't move the blood back to can't get the blood back to it's that the heart is not pumping.
Do you know how I know that to be true?
How?
Because Midge had congestive heart failure, and the number one thing they tell you to look out for is swelling in her limbs.
Yeah, it's like it's not an uncommon thing. It's something that is fairly common when you get older, especially if you're like a bigger person.
And you don't eat well.
You don't eat well. You have a high cholesterol, a high blood pressure. Like all of the things that are bad for your heart can eventually lead to CHF, which is like you can live an okay quality of life for quite some time if you consider cutting out salt to be high quality of life. I'm really glad Caroline included this in the outline. But Tommy Tuberville, our dumbest senator, from Alabama. He's running for governor, so have fun with that one, guys. Offered that Trump's diagnosis was not a failure of his own health, but a consequence of fighting the radicals. He fought.
Is that what it is?
He fought radicals so hard he got cankles.
Imagine.
Okay, so we have the CHF rumor. So Caroline was really excited about the theory that Donald Trump is suffering from syphilis. The reason that some people think that that's the case is because he bragged about whoring around a lot in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And also James Carville said that the marks on his hands look like sores and not bruises. But I just got to say, I take that with a grain of salt because James Carville, while hilarious, is also wrong a lot about a lot of different things. So he's a political strategist, not a medical doctor. Alyssa, what do you think is going on?
Erin, we have no idea what's going on. Because if you think back, when Trump had very serious COVID, we only found out he had COVID when they rushed him to Walter Reed. So, I mean, he's clearly hiding something. I mean, here's the thing. To have outward symptoms like that and to be in the best medical care in the whole world, something's up. You know, like nothing can be done to get that swelling down, or he is so obstinate and old. He's just like, it's fine. But he has such a weird but that's the thing. He's so vain. So it feels like the minute that someone pointed out the cankles, he would have gotten Skims and Spanx on those cankles. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But then my guess is like that it can't be managed with Skims and Spanx. Like I don't think CHF is something that you manage with Skims and Spanx.
But like whatever's happening, it feels like in proximity to the greatest care in the world, nothing can be done.
Right. Well, there was also something that happened last year, which is when people noticed that it appeared that Trump was wearing a catheter under his suit at the UFC
I looked
fight.
at those pictures, honestly. Kind of like, I'm not a conspiracy theory person. I try not to be. But I zoomed in, and it definitely was something.
Yeah. I mean, there's a possibility that, like, he just knew that he would have to be seated for a very long time, and he had difficulty, holding it for that long, and that a doctor was like, okay, well, look, you can wear a diaper, you can piss your pants, or you can wear a catheter. I can't imagine being, like, willingly cathed.
I've heard it's pretty painful.
You get a catheter when you give birth if you have, like, an epidural. Like, it's not great. But, and, like,
right?
For a dude.
Like, for a UFC match?
Yeah, it's like, it's sort of like, how important is a UFC match to you that you're willing to be cathetered in order to attend?
Right, unless you really needed it.
Right. Like, is there a high likelihood of like, urinary incontinence, which is also, like, pretty common among older men?
Right, but here's the thing, though. He wears his suits so baggy. This is not a tailored man. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you just put the Depends on? Like, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, but, there's a smell. I'm around dirty diapers a fair amount. Dude,
oh, boy.
There's a smell.
Oh, boy.
You can smell pee. Like, it's like a,
No, it's true. I mean, I got cats. The pee's a little different, but, like, I get it.
It's not like... Anyway, yeah, it's very odd. And that announcement from Caroline with 3K's Levitt was surprising because they're usually not very forthcoming about his health at all. My theory is that they were just trying to get people talking about something besides the fact that it appears that Donald Trump is probably in the Epstein files in a way that is deeply embarrassing to him or deeply embarrassing to somebody who has a lot of sway over Trump.
I think that's probably true. I also think Caroline Leavitt is happy to be forthcoming with things that may or may not be true.
Well, Caroline Leavitt is pretty familiar with old men and their health, and so
it's true.
She's married to an old man. Do you think that we should be okay? Oh, here's another thing about Trump, and you know what? I feel weird being like, let's speculate about the health of a stranger, but also he's he's one of the worst people in the world, and he's constantly commenting on people's bodies, and so turnabout's fair play.
And he is the one who forced a vax denier on us as health secretary, a non-medical expert who's never managed anything. Mm-hmm. So we're only doing what the HHS secretary is doing.
And also it is of material concern to us. If we have a president that is very ill or suffering from heart failure and is vain enough to not make any lifestyle changes to address it. Here's another thing. I've noticed. So around the 2024 presidential campaign, it seemed like Donald Trump might have been on the Zempic, right?
He was looking trimmer.
He was looking trimmer, and his neck was looking like an even floppier vagina than normal. But now, he was there was a rally earlier this week where somebody held up a picture of Trump and Epstein, and Trump yelled at him to get out of there, and it was this whole whatever. Yeah. Trump has gotten bigger. He's gained some weight. Yep. And he has become purple. His skin was he was mad. So maybe
it's a weird color though.
He was puce. Was that puce? Is that the color?
Puce. Good.
He was
yes.
puce with rage beneath his makeup. It was
when the marmalade can't even cover it.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It was a marmalade slaying shade of puce rage that was just projecting outward.
Marmalade over grape jelly.
Yeah. So he didn't look well. He doesn't sound well. And also I was doing a little bit of extremely light Googling, doing my own research, as the Maha crowd would say. And I saw a paper that said that GLP-1s like Ozempic are not recommended for CHF patients. So if you have congestive heart failure, there's not very many things. You should focus on that. He doesn't seem like he's mentally all there, but I think part of it is just he's so apoplectic about the Epstein story not going away on his command.
Won't go away.
That he's trying to charge one of our crooked media colleagues and President Obama with treason, which is just crazy.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
Oh, he woke Barack Obama from retirement. It takes a lot to get him to be listen, this is so dumb. It's so dumb, but it's gone on for so long that many years ago when I produced my birth certificate to shut you up, I'm going to release a statement.
It was wild. Well, the Epstein thing isn't going away. I think it's really funny that that Congress was sent home a couple days early. That's gonna help. Let's get them around the people.
Mike Johnson was like, "That's it, enough.
No more voting. We got to get out of here.
Everyone's going home. All right, everyone's going home."
I think this is the least productive Congress in history, if among the least productive Congresses in history.
High drama, they're not passing anything.
No, I mean they passed the BBL, the Big Beautiful Law.
Well, right, the Big Beautiful Bill.
Yeah,
but he was Marjorie Taylor, back to Georgia.
Yeah, but
Lauren Boebert, back to Colorado.
That is literally out of the frying pan and into the fire. Because at least in D.C., for the most part, they're around people that are well, what's the political fallout of not releasing the Epstein files in their home districts? These people
now
are
going back to the incels.
You want to face your constituents on this?
Yeah.
Your constituents, the ones who have the QAnon message boards autofill when they open up their browsers, that's.
Oh no, this is a few good men. Their town halls are going to be you want answers? We want the truth. And it's all about Jeffrey Epstein.
Are they going to have town halls, or are they all going to fuck off to Greece like Ted Cruz?
Oh, I don't know. Well, Ted Cruz, yeah. But I don't know.
No, Ted Cruz needs to stay put. Texas has dealt with enough.
It's true.
He does not need to
It's hurricane season.
It's hurricane season.
It's time for him to stick.
Stay home, Ted. Please. For the good of your constituents. please. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like, what's going to happen to these people when they go back to their home districts, when they've been, whipped to a froth?
And the MAGA podcasters too. They're still not buying what DJT is selling.
No, there's a few of them that are trying to tamp it down, but like.
But those are the establishment ones, the fringy ones, the truly disturbing ones. They're still beating this drum.
Yeah. I feel like you can't. Never mind, like child sex abuse, like a.
No. This is a can of worms. They cannot, put back in.
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong about almost everything. But one thing she is right about is how much she thinks it's gross that the Catholic Church like aided and abetted child sex abuse.
Yeah,
and I feel like that
it's a red line for her.
Yeah, and I like how she fights with Bill Donahue. I really appreciate that because she doesn't give a fuck. And Bill Donahue is like, my stars, I never. You're anti-Catholic. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, yeah, the fuck I am. And it's like funny because it's team nobody, but we like to see him. Yeah, we like to see
we like to see them go at it.
We like to see them tussle.
Fight.
Tussle. We like to see Bill Donahue turn just like pink with rage over the fact that anyway. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, like how many of her most like ardent constituents are people that agree with her about like child sex abuse being like the worst thing ever? I just
right. I mean, child sex abuse and sex trafficking is kind of something almost everyone agrees on.
Yeah, don't do it. It's a don't do. It's a don't.
It's a no.
There's a part of me that wonders if like the Epstein files and Trump's like flying into a rage about it isn't just about his ego. If it's also about, I mean, I hate to sound all like tinfoil hat. No, I am the tinfoil hat one here.
You love it.
Who else is in those files in a way that is like incriminating? What government do they work for? I know that Epstein has like a lot of ties.
You think it's Putin?
I think it's Israel. I think that there's a lot of ties between Epstein and Israel, and there are probably people that are really important in Israel who are like in those files as well, and that Donald Trump has a vested interest or some sort of like some sort of reciprocal agreement to protect. That's just me theorizing. Because like why else would he be acting like this?
I think it's Putin.
You think it's Putin?
I
what
do.
could possibly embarrass Putin? In Russia, they would be like, that make men strong. Take
I don't know.
child bride. Like,
It's like,
how would
just
that
saying.
embarrass him, though? Like, what would happen to... I think it's...
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want it to come out. Maybe that's what the Helsinki meeting was all about when they kicked out the American translator.
Alyssa, this story makes me feel crazy. Every
'cause
aspect...
it's disgusting.
Every time, like, even, like, Julie K. Brown's reporting on it, I was, like, reading, like, before all of this stuff, I remember being like, I feel crazy. The Alex Acosta thing. I feel fucking crazy. The Pam Bondi
We haven't even touched on the fact that now Jiz Maxwell is all like, she's all like, her lawyers are talking. They're talking to SCOTUS. They're like, she wants a pardon. Like, let me tell you something.
She'll say whatever it takes.
Of course she will. She'll be like, I will. Like, her lawyers are talking to Pam Bondi, being like, she will do whatever. She will say, like, this is, if she gets out, I mean, this is the problem. Like, they need to shut her up because she's got nothing. She'll go one way or the other.
I don't think she'll. What's the upside of her turning on Trump at this point?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, Congress wanted to talk to her, right?
Right, but she could just lie. People lie to Congress all the time. Like,
Well,
half the Supreme Court lied to Congress. Like when
they did. But I'm just saying, if the problem is she wants out of prison, the way for her to get out of prison is for her to be like, I'll say nothing happened and Trump will pardon her. But then the minute she gets pardoned, the crazies are going to go 10 times as crazy because
that's true. Because
you see
like, why are you letting her out of prison?
This is a catch-22 for Trump. He has
true.
turned this into such the QAnons and the fringes are watching every single thing he does. So if he doesn't pardon her, she might talk because she literally has nothing to lose and she might get something for cooperating with the loons in Congress who want her to talk.
But couldn't he Taylor Swift her out of prison? And by Taylor Swift her, I mean like put in a like a custodial cart and like wheel her out and
like a Pope mobile?
Yeah, we'll just like pretend that she's still in like do it all on the low. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't, whatever. I mean,
I just think that she is not for someone who I had never heard of until all of this, even though she was apparently at everybody's weddings. I just don't feel like she's going to ever be under the radar ever again. But I swear to God, what if he pardons her?
I don't think I think that if she goes and testifies in front of Congress, Trump can't pardon her without looking super guilty.
No, he'd have to pardon her before.
I don't know.
I'm talking like
this story
like
makes
August.
me feel crazy. I know I sound crazy. We sound crazy, but
we
this,
sound
like,
crazy.
This fucking.
But to be clear, we're not talking about anything that all network broadcast news was not leading with for the past week.
These are crazy times. This is just crazy. Hysteria is brought to you by Quince. With summer in full swing, I feel that familiar urge to refresh my closet. It is a familiar urge since 2020 because I've spent pretty much the entire time since the end of like the first stage of pandemic being pregnant or postpartum. And now my clothes are all from the year of our Lord 2019 and before.
New things. New time for new things.
I need some new things, but I don't want to waste money. I don't want to buy trendoid things that are just going to like fall apart while I'm wearing them that I can't. And even if they didn't fall apart, they're just going to be clearly dated within like a year. And that is why I love Quince. Their clothes are timeless. They feel luxurious. They look elevated. The quality is way beyond what you'd expect for the price. It's the kind of wardrobe update that just clicks.
Think 100% European linen tops starting at $30, washable silk dresses and skirts, and soft cotton sweaters. Versatile, warm weather pieces you'll reach for again and again. The best part? Everything with Quince is half the cost of similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury without the markup. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. Do you know what I love about Quince's summer gear?
What?
The European wide leg linen pants come with different inseams.
Come with different inseams. That is huge.
We both know I'm not tall. We both know I'm not tall. And sometimes I don't want to buy pants that I have to go get tailored because then that takes 2 weeks. Normally I just buy things that are cropped and then they're like full length on me. But I can get like a nice 26-inch inseam. It is incredible. And the mineral blue is lovely. I look like a vision.
You know what people, like the saying, like like women marry somebody that has things in common with their dad. Yep. And it's funny. I didn't realize when I married my husband or when we were like dating that he had this one thing in common with my dad, which is that he wears clothes until they physically are falling off his body.
My pop too.
Quince has been a favorite destination for my husband. And I'm also like, should I buy my dad clothes from here? Because like the men's and like the women's clothes are great, but also like the men's clothes are really good, especially for the type of guy who wears things until they fall apart. And I know that the clothes that Josh has will still look good and they won't look dated until they are physically falling off of him because the styles are very like classic and timeless. Give your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/hysteriapod for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/hysteriapod to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/hysteriapod. Hysteria is brought to you by OneSkin. Something that kind of gives me a bit of a complex in media is watching the Get Ready With Me videos.
I agree.
Because it's like, why are there so many steps to your skincare process?
How much time, how early do you get up?
How early do you get, how many like little like bottles of things do you need to take with you when you're traveling? Like, why is your routine? And like, I get it. For some people, that's like meditation to just like have this series of steps to go through and to like spend the time on themselves. And I totally get that. And I don't want to judge anybody who's like that, but I am not like that.
See, I'm with you. To me, when I think about taking a shower, I'm like, oh God, am I going to wash my hair? Am I going to have to blow dry my hair? When I worked in the White House, I'd be like, you know what? I'd wake up and I'd look at my hair and I'd be like, you know what? I can go another day. And I'd get another 20 minutes of sleep. So Erin, I'm completely with you. I do not need a belabored process. I am not a Duchess, Queen, or socialite.
Well, and that's why I'm a big fan of OneSkin, because it is completely in line with the way that I need to take care of my skin, which is as little as possible. Whilst, like, with as little time as possible, just getting it all done, just quickly, efficiently, and effectively. That is what I am. Let's get in, Let's get out. OneSkin's proprietary OS1 peptide is the first ingredient proven to switch off the damaged senescent cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and thin, crepey skin. I at first read that as creepy skin, and I was like, oh, that's a mean way to describe my skin. Free from over 1,500 chemicals and preservatives that can make your skin red, irritated, or itchy, their products are certified safe for sensitive skin, dermatologist tested, and approved by independent testing platforms like SkinSafe.
OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin with 15% off using code Hysteria at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code Hysteria. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Give your skin the scientifically proven gentle care it deserves with OneSkin.
Speaking of crazy, JD Vance, a man with negative riz, who is extremely unpopular and has the haircut of a very not wealthy man.
So true.
Why is his hair cut like he's poor? You're a multi-millionaire, sir.
It is a bit of a hayseed haircut.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's because his barber's like, fuck this fucking guy.
Fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy. But Vance has negative riz. He's never won a national election on his own, nor do I think that he could. And the only way that he won his Senate seat in Ohio was because his boss, Peter Thiel, poured in more money to that election than any other Senate election in history, right? So JD Vance, despite all these things, is right now in a pretty strong position to become the next president. If Donald Trump's health collapses, if Jeffrey Epstein somehow returns from the grave and snatches Trump away from us, there's Vance. So let's go into what the snake JD Vance has been doing.
So is this where we continue with some conspiracy theories?
Hell the fuck yes.
All right, let me get into it.
Last week was petty. This week we're I'm wearing a tinfoil chapeau, like a beautiful front.
You do. You have a tinfoil chapeau. I have a tinfoil visor.
Ooh. That's, okay. Yeah, because you're letting some of the stuff in. But you're
some of it.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
But you are the master, and I learn at your name.
I'm just insane.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I'm just saying, I feel like we're headed towards maybe a little tiny JD Vance coup. Mm-hmm. First, Tim Dillon, who I had never heard of, is a apparently very popular MAGA podcaster.
Bless you for never having heard of him. He is.
Never. He's been trashing the administration over their handling of the Epstein files. Well, guess what he let slip last week in his interview with Alex Jones.
Where he was wearing a visor during that interview, by the way.
He wears a lot of visors I've seen.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to learn more about this Tim Dillon character, and I was like, oh, he's handsome. Well, in his interview with Alex Jones, he mentioned that he had dinner the week before JD Vance.
Whoa.
So not the month before, not many months before, the week before.
Vance is on a snake tour, isn't he?
That's just the beginning.
Okay.
And then, Erin, we find out that JD made a little trip to Montana to see Rupert Murdoch and Lachlan, his son, shortly before the Murdoch-owned Wall Street Journal published their bombshell piece on Trump's birthday letter, that disgusting display, to Jeffrey Epstein. So it's not clear that that's what they talk about, but I'm just saying. What's he doing? What's he doing on all these little trips, these quiet little trips to go see people?
I have a question.
Not advised on a schedule. Somehow, it seems, I don't know.
I'm just Googling something right now because I'm wearing my tinfoil chapeau, like My Fair Lady style giant, hat. When did Elon Musk first tweet that the reason, during him and Trump's falling out, that he was in the Epstein files? Did that predate?
God, was that in May?
Okay.
I think it had to be May.
Right. Because I'm I just am trying to put this all in a timeline. So Elon tweets that during their big fight. His flounce is like, oh yeah, child molester. Boom. Elon out, right?
Right.
And then a few weeks later, because this meeting happened in June, right? As stuff was
It was a month. Yep, it was a full month ago.
Okay, right. So this meeting happened after the Elon tweet.
Yep.
Meeting, And then a few weeks after that, Wall Street Journal runs this, I guess it was like this weird like scene that Donald Trump had written, like interior, sex palace day. It wasn't like that, but you know what I mean? It was like,
it was like a birthday greeting, apparently on the backdrop of women's boobs, and his signature.
His signature was the pubes.
The pubes?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just...
And the craziest is, though, too, he's like, it never could have been me. And, like, but the things, he was actually known...
For drawing pictures.
For drawing cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and he actually, like, I saw the picture he drew of, like, the Brooklyn Bridge, and it was, like, not bad. It's not bad. He's not a bad doodler.
No. He's a cartoon who can cartoon.
He is a accomplished doodler and diddler. Yeah. Okay. So we have May, the Elon fallout. June, the meeting with JD at Rupert's cabin. We don't know
early June fallout.
Okay. And then
early July.
Early July, shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Like the shit hits the fan.
Yep.
So here's the thing. There's been a part of me that's been like, why won't Trump just, we talked about this last week, why won't the administration just release some like fudged version of the Epstein files? Right. And my theory is because they don't know who has had access to the full version of it. Like during the time that like Elon had unfettered and unprecedented access to pretty much all data from all taxpayers, like, you know, whatever. Do they know that somebody from Doge or Elon didn't access and copy the file? Do we know who? Like, I feel like they have not released some like fudged version of it because they don't know if there's a real. Because the minute
they do,
if the real one's going to drop, like
exactly, then someone's got something. There are lawyers. There's been grand jury testimony. You know what I mean? Like there are people who know things.
Right. There are people who know things, but then they don't. But I feel like Trump doesn't know who knows, or like the Trump administration isn't sure who knows. And there's a possibility that somebody actually does know, and there's a possibility that somebody's pretending they know, and they have no way of knowing. It's you know what I'm saying? Like
I know. I believe me. I know what you're saying.
Right. This sounds like a plot from like Scandal or whatever. That's how silly this
like
all is.
Not even a good episode. Like the episode Shonda was like, "Bitch, please."
She was just like, "This is episode 18. Sweeps are next month. Let's just slog through April. And
Give them syphilis and let's get on with it."
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we haven't seen the Trump administration for whatever reason is not tamping it down by just even releasing something fake. My theory is because they don't know where the real ones are, if there are other real ones out. Another thing that I find very interesting about all this is, so we were talking about this last night, Alyssa. So like we were like, well, you know, JD Vance like is visiting with Rupert Murdoch. Donald Trump just filed a $10 billion lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
Which we know he'll probably drop because he doesn't want to go through discovery on a lawsuit like that. I just think that probably wouldn't go well for him.
That's the one lawsuit that's not going to go anywhere.
Also, Rupert Murdoch, for all his evil, is a real businessman. He is a real businessman, and he's really good at what he does.
And he's not afraid of Donald Trump.
And he's not afraid of Donald Trump because he's better at being Donald Trump than Donald Trump is. Rupert Murdoch is what Donald Trump pretends he is. Like, he's a real ruthless businessman who would like... Anyway, so we were talking about this last night. JD Vance, even if he's like openly and aggressively like trying to lay the framework for him being, or the groundwork for him being the successor to Trump before the end of Trump's elected term.
Right.
Donald Trump can't do anything about it. He can't fire him.
No, he can't fire him.
He can't fire him. In the Constitution, the only way a vice president can be removed is if he removes himself, resigns.
Yep.
Which would be Trump's best hope, would be to convince JD Vance to resign. If he is actually like in the process of betraying him. Resign or be impeached and convicted and removed from office like a president.
Yep.
So JD Vance can literally, as long as he's not doing high crimes and misdemeanors, he could like go out, he could like make his debut on his next vacation, like with Trump is a whore written on his chest in lipstick. And like, as long as it's not a high crime or a misdemeanor that is like serious enough. Yeah, anyway, go on, Alyssa.
I have because I have a little conspiracy theory too.
Oh God, I love this episode. This is so affirming.
Riddle me this.
Okay.
Where's eldest boy Don Trump Jr. in all this? He is the person who set JD up to be vice president. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Like, is this the long game? Has the eldest boy finally won? Like, did he get his guy in there and they're gonna fucking come for the king?
I feel like, I mean, first of all, yes, if this were Succession, that would be what had happened.
I'm telling you.
But I feel like Peter Thiel and the Elons and the like tech, the dark tech bro mafia, Mark Andreessen's, whatever, all those people, David Sachs, all those people, like, find the Trumps to be useful idiots. And
totally.
I think that the less they know about what they're doing, the better. So, like, I think that maybe they used Don Jr., but they didn't.
I know, but he's still up in it.
He might be. I mean, we haven't seen him for a while. Maybe they were like, "Hey, Don, come to Montana," and they just like got him lost in some woods up there, and he's still.
Now it's like that. Now it's like the movie Mountainhead, and he's in the fucking sauna. They've locked him in.
Oh my god, that movie is so funny.
Stressful.
Stressful. It is a horror movie. It is not. It is. So anyway, so like there is it seems like JD Vance is moving as though he is
slithering.
He is slithering around. And we don't know what the meeting was about with him and Murdoch. But the fact that the meeting got out.
Neither of them said. Stay
tuned. I kind of, in my heart of hearts, always thought that this was what the kind of the moneyed tech people wanted.
The minute he picked JD, you said this.
Mm-hmm. I think Peter Thiel, I think that this is what it's looking like. We're about to have the worst millennial of all time.
Ugh.
I know, he's awful. He's younger than me, Alyssa. He's younger than me.
Erin, he's so much younger than me.
Do you ever see somebody and you're just like, God, I want to shove you into a locker? Like.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I don't know one person who I could think of that I'm like, yeah, they would have been friends with JD Vance.
It's like, you absolute dweeb. You fucking
He's a dweeb.
Narc. God. Can we have a dweeb president? I want like a dork president. I'm fine with that, but like a dweeby narc president? Like, no, thank you. Let's get into Trump and Vance, both of them heading to the UK. That's going to be awkward if they run into each other in one of the 5 cities in that country. All right, so JD Vance, he had to 86 the Disneyland thing because people were too mean. Or, maybe he just was always planning on spending this whole summer on vacation, resting up to become the president after.
This is his 3rd vacation since January.
Yeah.
I just want to say.
Yeah, this is his 3rd vacation. I have been on 0 vacations. I like went out of town, but it was not a vacation. But,
I'm going away for 3 days.
Ooh.
Just saying. We'll talk about it later, but I'm just saying.
Luxury.
Is it possible we work harder than the president and vice president?
100%. Even on days where I'm just like fucking off and going through all the like socks that don't have matches and being like, I'm going to throw these away. I'm doing more work than the president and vice president.
It's true, we are.
Okay, so the UK is preparing for a visit from the current vice president, and the president by organizing around protesting. So there are groups called the Stop Trump Coalition. Everybody hates Elon. And I mean, I think Trump would agree with you there. Right?
Yeah, that's common cause. Like the enemy of my enemy.
That's like, if Trump saw that sign, he'd be like, wow, I am being welcomed.
I'm winning.
And socialist students have coordinated protests across the region. Protesters have already begun flooding Trump Tower's gift shop with pictures of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, as well as posting photos of them at a bus stop near the U.S. Embassy. I mean, there's a lot of pictures to pick from. I love it. It's good. Another group is currently raising money to line the coastline with unwelcome messages and billboards for Trump. At the time of this recording, they've raised £10,000. So
it's not nothing.
No, it's not nothing. Meanwhile, it's been reported by The Guardian that JD Vance is planning to live out his Kate Winslet Cameron Diaz fantasy.
This is brutal.
And take his family on yet another summer vacation in August, this time to Cotswolds, England. After his sad trip to Disneyland, the Vance family is hoping for a peaceful, protest-free family vacation, one where the jogging demands on JD will be minimal. Don't want him to have to. Don't make that man run.
Please, for our sake.
He's so bad at it. How are you in the Marines and so bad at running? I don't get it. The Vance family.
That's such a good point.
It's like, were you even in the Marines? Like, did you have to run as part of it? I don't know. We'll see. Like, stay tuned. The Vance family is then slated to make a stop in London. A curious choice, considering that just last year he said London doesn't feel fully English to him anymore. Oh, yeah, England expert. Okay. You're from Ohio, dude. Sit the fuck down.
Yeah, shut it.
Just say it, JD. What, how? How so? How does London?
How
Is it what is it? What is it about London that doesn't feel like? Is it the
English?
Is it the? Is it, yeah. Tell me what do you mean by that? I feel like that's a good follow up question. What do you mean by that? I mean,
Maybe a lot of people will ask them on vacation.
Is it because
in the
a lot of people that look like your wife and children live there? Is that?
Wouldn't that be? Sus.
I don't know. And that get
Bad guy.
Usha, blink twice.
I mean,
blink
it's
twice
true.
if you need our help. Alyssa, do you have faith that the people in the UK can successfully troll the president and vice president?
I can't wait. I heard the protesters are already like lining up outside his golf courses because, that is the thing. Trump is taking a trip and he will be visiting all of his golf courses in the UK.
Oh, even the one where he can see windmills from it?
That one.
That caused him to have a lifelong enmity with windmills?
The same one that the last time was charging Secret Service like $400 for a pot of coffee.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Everything is a fucking grift, man.
Jacked up the hotel rooms that Secret Service had to pay for, makes them pay to rent their golf carts at every place that he owns that they make him go to. I mean, look, the people of the UK have not let us down when it comes to Trump.
Yeah. Well, if you are in the UK and you want to get caught up on some of JD Vance's ridiculousness, because I think you guys have a lot of Trump material, but Vance might not be as familiar to you. But if you want to get caught up, we have a JD Vance episode of this fucking guy.
Yes, please. Check it out.
Yeah, it's available on our YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to. We have like a lot of subscribers now. We just want to keep building that number so we can keep making cool videos for you guys because we love it. This fucking guy is just us dunking.
We've been doing this, Erin, for 7 years?
Yeah.
8 years?
Yeah.
Long
yeah.
time.
I mean, and also here's another reason if you haven't subscribed already to our YouTube channel, we can do you know how many people can subscribe to conservative YouTube channels? It's like
millions.
Allie Beth Stuckey, she should not have more subscribers than us. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. All right. Alyssa, is there anywhere that poor JD Vance can just vacation in peace?
Erin, I sit here flummoxed that he's just not going to Florida. Why isn't he hitting
Florida.
The panhandle? Go down there, get a pontoon. What?
Jacksonville is lovely.
Go to Biloxi. Get down there. It's humid.
Redneck
It's glorious this time of the
Riviera.
year. Why does he insist on going places that don't want him? Because he's trashed them. Erin, it's because he's talk about an identity crisis. He is so desperate to be loved by the people who never loved him that this is why he has found himself in this conundrum.
Yeah, I think he's going to places that don't want him there for the same reason that men lie about their political affiliation on dating apps when they are actually conservative and want to date liberal women, but they say they're moderate so they don't scare liberal women away.
Right.
They want to convince people who don't want them to want them. And
Right. No one wants you, JD.
No one wants you, JD. Hysteria is brought to you by the NPR Politics Podcast. Boy, have you ever been at a party, Alyssa, and you start bringing up politics, or you're like in a conversation and you start bringing up politics because you're thinking about it a lot, and you can see the person just kind of mentally recoiling. I mean, but at the same time, it's so important to be engaged with politics while understanding that it can be unpleasant to spend too much time dwelling in, right?
Totally.
And that's why the NPR Politics Podcast is where I go to decode what goes down in Washington and what every decision out there might mean for me and for you. Every day, the NPR Politics Podcast team will focus on one thing and boil it down to 15 minutes or less. Think of it as your political multivitamin. That means not too much time spent in the cesspool.
Not too much. But also, go out educated. Know what you're talking about.
Exactly. There is a lot of stuff out there that is completely false and just basically fanfic that people are making up. NPR Politics Podcast is a reliable source of good information. They'll give it to you straight, and they won't spend too much time on it. Listen now to the NPR Politics Podcast, only from NPR, wherever you get podcasts. This is an ad for BetterHelp. Alyssa, workplace stress is now one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress.
Wow.
Does that make sense to you?
It does.
In your life, was your workplace contributing to your overall level of stress?
At a certain point in my life, it was quite a it was a source of angst.
Yeah. There's something so all-encompassing about workplace stress.
Because you can't avoid it. Like you have to go to your job. You have to do your job.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of jobs now are like essentially 24/7 because people can reach you wherever you are. You can get an email from your boss at like 7 p.m. on a Friday being like, I need you to turn this thing around. And it's like, why? I mean, that's not my current situation, but I've been in situations like that in the past. It's not great. And sometimes it can feel inescapable. And that is not a mentally healthy space to be in. That is why having a therapist, having somebody to talk to is important because it's not going to make your boss suck less. It's not going to make your job less stressful, but it's going to help you.
Talk about it. Get some tools. That's what happened to me. When I had a particularly bad period in my work life, I needed help. And I wasn't going to get there on my own. And I talked to someone and they helped me with some medication. And then I quit that job. But I needed someone to help me understand that I couldn't work there anymore.
And sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need somebody to help you understand that you can work there and there's just other things that you can be doing to manage what's happening, right? Or like there are ways for you to deal with people that are like overstepping boundaries. Like boundaries were a thing that were tough for me to enforce, I think.
Yeah, me too.
I think a lot of girls are brought up to believe that they need to be like good, and being good is making people happy, and making people happy sometimes means just letting them
being always available.
Yeah, always available, and like letting people talk to you however they're going to talk to you and not making anybody uncomfortable ever. And that is something that I needed therapy to help deprogram. So as the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diversity of expertise. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/hysteriapod. That's betterhelp.com/hysteriapod. And welcome back. You're listening to Hysteria, the podcast for people who would like to implore the big bad streamers, Netflix, Apple, anybody who's printing money right now, if you're listening, you can save Stephen Colbert's late night show. You can do it. Netflix saved Sesame Street. Apple, I think, has been trying to get in the like dad talk show game for quite some time.
Oh, something big's gonna happen. You have to imagine.
I feel like Apple is the streaming service for like Tesla dads, you know? Like
that tracks.
People who bought Teslas before Elon went crazy and have stickers now that say like I bought this before Elon went crazy. Like upper class, highly educated people, like exactly the kind of people that you would want to like that would be interested in watching Stephen Colbert. And besides, I think that he is a little bit of a like cranky adult Mr. Rogers.
Absolutely. That haircut says it all.
100%. He's wholesome. He's a wholesome.
He is wholesome. Give him a sweater vest. Put him on a streamer and give him a sweater vest.
Also, like Apple has so much money. They have more money than God. They can pretty much put whoever they want on their platform. And like, what can Donald Trump do? Like, okay, we'll just like
nothing. That's the thing.
Nothing. We're all addicted to iPhones.
The streamers are the only ones really with any freedom.
I just gotta say, Apple has the chance to do something.
Apple, Netflix,
or Netflix. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think they could do it. I don't trust HBO.
Hear our call.
Yeah, hear our call. Netflix, if you're watching. All right, before we get to Sandy Petty, some announcements for the class. Vote Save America has launched a brand new pilot program to recruit candidates from Arizona, North Carolina, and Texas. This is so cool, you guys. We're talking things like school board, city council, state legislature, races that shape our communities and build the bench for long-term Democratic power. And look, 2026 could be a turning point. Today could be a turning point. Today could be the day that you are like, you know what?
Enough. I'm in.
I'm going to run for office. I'm going to run for office. It could be like, you know, when Nancy Pelosi first ran for office, not that she was like
46.
She was 46 years old. Her kids her babies had all grown up. Like she was, you can make the decision today to be like, I'm going to run for school board. And it could be the start of something beautiful. Or it could be the start of you just feeling like a more important and productive and helpful member of your community that's saving the people immediately around you from the encroaching hellscape. If no one's running, we can't win. That's where you come in. It's the best, most effective way to get involved. And Vote Save America has great partners on the ground who've already identified the races that need candidates. So you don't even have to do that.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. And they're here to connect you with tools, training, and support to get you started. This is how we flip states. This is how we fight back. Be the candidate your state needs. Run for office. Sign up at votesaveamerica.com/run to learn more. This was paid for by Vote Save America. You can learn more at votesaveamerica.com. This ad has not been authorized by any candidate or candidates. All right, now let's get to Sandy Petty. Alyssa, do you want to go first?
Erin, I am full of Sani this week.
Okay.
So Sani. First, Joshua Jackson and Katie Holmes are back together. They're
not
no. Well, but what kind of?
I was like, Joshua Jackson. Katie Holmes is not Joshua Jackson's type. I don't
know. Have you seen the shots from Katie's new trilogy, Happy Hour, which is about two people who were in love and then reconnect when they're older?
Okay.
Just like on Dawson's Creek. This feels to me.
Oh, you
like
feel
Dawson's
like it's
Creek.
Pacey and Joey getting back together.
But yes, but also just like Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson. And he is very handsome. And I am not someone who thinks a lot of people are very handsome. I do think he's very handsome. But they look like they are having the absolute best time together. Like, they are laughing. She is starring, he is starring. It's her, she's directing, writing, starring in it. And I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like when it comes alive on screen, it's just going to bring a lot of joy. Mm-hmm. I loved it.
Okay. That's fun. I heard you're also running off the rails on a crazy train after we get done recording.
Oh my God. Erin headed off to Colorado with my best friend since the 4th grade.
Oh my God.
We love to go on a special trip every year or so, just the two of us, to see a bucket list show. Mm-hmm. We're going to Red Rocks, Colorado to see Melissa Etheridge and the Indigo Girls.
Oh my God. Red Rocks is such a beautiful venue.
Yes, I've never been. I'm like, you have to assume that Melissa Etheridge is going to do a little Ozzy tribute, right? Don't we think there's going to be a little like...
a female voice singing Ozzy's vocals actually works better than most male voices. And that's because Ozzy was such a unique vocalist, but I feel like the female voice is better at approximating it.
It is. I am so excited.
Do you think Melissa Etheridge is going to come out there going, "I am Iron Man"?
She might.
That would be funny.
I would put nothing past her. But this is just like there's a lot of general admission seating at Red Rocks. We are almost 50 years old. We have seats. We are flying to Colorado to see Melissa Etheridge and the Indigo Girls. We have seats. We have fanny packs. It's like nothing can stop us.
Yeah.
Well, except we're flying United out of Newark. So thoughts and prayers.
God can stop you.
Please, I know.
That sounds like so much fun, and please send me texts and pictures and stuff.
Well, we will, because we're going on your birthday.
Oh yeah, my birthday's on Saturday. Inshallah.
Yes, it is.
Inshallah, the universe will give me something very good. Just putting that out there.
What about you, Sani or Petty?
So mine is Sani, and I've talked about this a little bit, but Mama needs time to dissociate. And this is this is how you know that I just refer to myself in the third person as Mama. This week has been I've had a lot of extra responsibilities, and it's just been very stressful. So I need time to just kind of disconnect.
Okay.
I have been listening to this podcast that is they're not releasing new stuff. I think the most recent one is from December of last year. It's called The Fall of Civilizations.
You were telling me about it.
I listened to 7 hours of content about the Mongol Empire.
You did, I know.
7 hours. I'm on the Sumerians now, right? I've listened to a season of Love Island's worth of content on Fall of Civilizations. It is so well done. They have different voice actors that do the different parts. They read in the original languages, and then they have someone speaking in English over the sound. It is so cool. The ancient Egyptian one, they have people speaking the ancient Egyptian language, and it's so awesome. And the main narrator's voice is very soothing, and it's really well written. But the Mongol Empire has just really, I feel now I'm I gotta go to Mongolia. I gotta go.
You've gotta go to Mongolia.
I'm in my entire educational life, the history of China and the history of Central Asia has been something that I did not spend very much time on at all. And so now knowing all this stuff about the Mongols, Ogadai Khan and Genghis Khan and his sons and his wife, and all the legends and all the historical sources that we have, and the extent of their empire, and the fact that they were sort of brought to their knees fighting in Vietnam. And the Vietnamese back then used the same tactics that the Viet Cong used against America in the 70s during the Vietnam War. Yes, it is so interesting. It is so, there's
I'd go to Mongolia with you.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my
I'd go to
God.
Mongolia.
I think it
You
would
think
be-
we could do a live show in Mongolia?
I'm sure we've got tons of listeners in Mongolia. It just sounds like a beautiful country with just like a rich history, and the Mongols sound fucking crazy. Like they were the amount of like mayhem and bloodshed that they unleashed on people was just crazy. And it's weird that I'm dissociating from the impending mayhem and bloodshed of our current day by being like, whoa. They were like piles of
jubilation.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild. And they like worshipped the god that they worshipped was like the god of the blue sky, which is like if you grow up on like a giant prairie, essentially, like that would be it's so interesting. Anyway, 7 hours. It's so interesting. And what I think is like super interesting about it, just like as a takeaway now, is that a lot of these people that end up being like super important historical figures come from very humble beginnings. Like it's not just like, and rich people who have had hundreds of years of good breeding produced a person that obviously was the most like deserving and smart and strong. It was like, yeah, he was like kind of, he really was up against it as a kid, and his mom fought for their survival, and now he, you know, as a result, like something like 1/5 of the people in the world have some genetic commonality with him because he became yeah. I think Yep, a lot of stuff that he got busy.
Busy man.
Temujin got busy. Okay, so if you want some time, if you've got 7 hours, listen to the Fall of Civilizations episode on the Mongols. Because you'll learn a lot, and you will start to have deep opinions.
I'm gonna listen now.
Okay, please do.